Hey everyone, and welcome to our very first episode of Country Madhouse After Dark. I'm your host, Dana, and if you're looking for real conversations, hopefully a lot of laughs, some interruptions if you can hear my notifications on my phone, and absolutely no limits on what we talk about, you definitely come to the right place. Especially because I'm such a squirrel, so we will probably get on so many topics. But for our first episode, I am going to kind of narrow it down and talk about the weekend or the week, the last 2 weeks. So, one of the things I wanted to say is happy 250th for America. That is amazing. Honestly, I can't even believe it's that long. And that was a really cool, fun day for my family, especially because we own a towing business that was in the parade. And every parade that we've done so far, my daughter has been a part of, which is amazing. This year we took our big flatbed, we put my daughter's Jeep on the back, and me and her were sitting in the Jeep while we were throwing candy, and Daddy was obviously driving, and he was tossing out some candy. Better than we did. Beanie literally went through the whole bucket of candy, minus the fact that she ate like 8 or 9 pieces before the parade even started. And then when she was tossing them, she couldn't toss very far, so a lot of it was on the flatbed. So I had to get out of the Jeep, walk around it, and throw the candy off towards the kids. So I definitely would like to hear some of your guys' traditions, some of the things that you guys do to celebrate, if you celebrate. So feel free to leave comments. One thing about me is I'm definitely going to be reading everything. I want to hear from you guys. Another thing I wanted to talk about was just this past week. I was in Florida. I was in Orlando, and it was hot. It was so hot. But it was so much fun. I was there for another work thing and from my other business that I do. And there were so many reps. Like, it was unbelievable the amount of reps that I actually got to meet in person. I got to meet the co-founders, got to meet the CEO, got to meet Angeline, which was super cool. And then I totally, girl fanned over a few of the reps, just because, I totally love them. They're amazing. And then just to see them on person is so different than if you were seeing them just on their lives. So that was really cool, really fun. Yeah, and I went probably... So I went a total of 5 days. I went a day early, which was Wednesday the 8th, and then I stayed until the 13th. I'm not even gonna start with what it was like coming home. That was so ridiculous in so many ways. But on the 12th, I had another full day to do whatever I wanted to do. So I did not rest. I planned on resting a little bit because I had such a busy 3 days, and that did not happen. Not at all. I don't know what's going on. Always background. I told you, I'm gonna be real. We are gonna be real. What else? What was I saying with that? Oh, so instead of resting, I decided that I was gonna go to SeaWorld. So I did the whole SeaWorld view. So I got to see the dolphins, I got to see the alligators, I got to pet a stingray. That was really cool. They're so slimy. It was so slimy, but it was really cool. what else did I see? I basically saw everything except for the sharks. I just don't do sharks. Actually, I lied. There was a small little section where there were sharks and stingrays together. I just kept going. I do not do sharks. And I was not able to see the orcas, which I really wanted to see those. I love the orcas. Every time I see an orca, though, I instantly think of Free Willy. Hold on. Sorry about that, you guys. Maybe this is a good time to let you guys know that I have 3 businesses, and one of my businesses will always have an exception to interrupt me. Me and my husband owns a towing company, so there's always something happening. I usually do get interrupted sometimes. Just to put that out there. What was I saying? I didn't see the orcas. It instantly reminds me of Free Willy anytime I see an orca. I think that's kind of where I left off. Well, we're going to pick up from there anyway. So if I'm repeating myself, 1, I apologize. And 2, that's most likely going to happen a lot. So just be prepared for that. So I was able to see those. And then I went into Sesame Street. That was so cool. I haven't put it on for my daughter to watch yet. That's just something we haven't put on for her. But as a 97 baby, like, we watched that, we grew up with that, so that was really cool, going on Sesame Street and then going into one of the shops that actually had Elmo in the Cookie Monster. And of course I had to, you had to take pictures with them. So that was a thing, and that was so much fun. I didn't do any of the roller coasters, because I wasn't feeling the greatest. So I didn't think that was a good idea to go on a roller coaster. But I really did. There was one roller coaster that I heard about when I was near the Penguin area. They're like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to go on that stand-up roller coaster. And I'm like, a stand-up roller coaster? That sounds dangerous. She's like, yeah, there's this roller coaster on the other side, and you are standing. And I'm like, I barely like the ones when I'm sitting down and I have a bar over me. Now they have you standing up? So, if it wasn't for me not feeling the best, I would have totally done it for a couple reasons. 1, that's terrifying. 2, you're standing up, and I wanted to see how that works. And 3, I do love roller coasters. I'm terrified the whole time, and I usually have my eyes closed. But I love riding roller coasters. So I was like, I wanted to do it so bad, but at the same time I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling the best. So I can't imagine standing up and going up high and doing loops. Like, that's just insane. But it was so much fun. It was my first time ever at SeaWorld, actually. The one thing I really wanted to do that I didn't do was feed the dolphins. Be able to pet them and feed them. I didn't do that, only because that was additional, like $60 plus tax. And I was like, well, is it realistic for me to spend that much money right now? I already spent a lot throughout my trip. I had to pay for Ubers because I didn't stay in the hotel that we were all hosting at. I actually stayed at the Marriott, which was 10 minutes away. It was the Courtyard Marriott. So if anyone that's from Orlando knows what I'm talking about, that place is so beautiful. I love the setup. There's like 3 hotels in one section. It was so beautiful, clean. Like, everyone was kind. So it was amazing. I would definitely go there again. So I was staying there, so I had to pay for my Uber rides. I had to pay my share for staying there, because I stayed with a roommate. I had to pay for most of my food. Um, and then anything else that I wanted, I had to pay for. So, and then SeaWorld, when I went to SeaWorld, I had to pay for a ticket, and that was kind of high, to be honest, especially for one person. I get it, but it was kind of high for one, especially for me. So I definitely took advantage of it. I was like, I just paid that much money, I'm gonna take advantage, and I'm going to walk around this whole entire thing. To really get my money's worth, I should have gone on the rides. It just wasn't, yeah, it was just not a good idea. What else did we do? Oh, and then after SeaWorld, I went back to the hotel. I charged up my phone. Then I got something to eat. And then where did I go? I went to SeaWorld, and then, oh, I went to Disney Springs. One of my Uber drivers was telling me, they're like, before you go to the Disney parks and pay your way in, go to the Disney Springs. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't even think I did the whole half. Like, there is so much to do on that stretch. There was so many shops. I think, honestly, like, one of my favorite shops besides the Christmas store was the T-Rex and the T-Rex Cafe. That was so cool. The design was so amazing. It felt really cave-like. There were dinosaurs, which my daughter loves dinosaurs. Like, that was one of the reasons why I not only went into the store portion of it, but I also waited and then ate there. It was just so cool. The food was amazing. The host was amazing. The waitress, the chef was amazing. Like, he even came out to talk to me and re-weighed down my order and made sure, like, it was gluten-free. Like, it was just, he was just amazing. So many birthdays, though. Like, everyone around me was, like, having a birthday. The staff came out with a cupcake and a candle, and then they were singing their song. It was really cool. But yeah, those are some places, like, I would definitely go back to, and I would love to take my daughter and my husband too. So that's a little bit of what I kind of wanted to talk about with this first episode, just kind of like a recap of our week, or the last couple weeks, actually, because today is the 19th. So I think what I'm going to do, and sorry I'm saying so much, I can't help that. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up this first episode. I just wanted to say hello, introduce the Country Madhouse After Dark, talk a little bit about our week. If you... I just had like a pause moment because I almost said the wrong line. Not that I have a script, but I take notes. That's one thing you'll know about me. I take a lot of notes because if I don't, I feel like I'm going to forget something. So this podcast is obviously going to be 100% real. You're going to have interruptions. You're going to have me messing up. You're going to have me reading off of my notes. It's going to be a hot mess. Like, let's be real. It's going to be a hot mess. But if you enjoy listening to this, I hope you do, but if you enjoy listening to this, please make sure that you continue and you come back for episode 2. Also, make sure that you guys follow the podcast, leave us a review, share with your friends and family, and feel free to reach out. I am 100% public. You can find me on almost every platform, but definitely leave a comment. Share your ideas with me, share topics with me, because we are going to be talking about everything you can think of. We're going to be talking about relationships, we're going to be talking about tips and advice on anything and everything. We're going to talk about our personal experience, what's going on, self-care, just basically anything and everything. And one of the things I I do want to hear from you guys is what you want to talk about. If you guys have questions, I want to answer you guys' questions. I think that would be so much fun. We will be having some guests. I do have a co-host that will be joining me off and on. Right now she's going through some personal stuff, so I'm trying to give her that space and that respect. But I do have a co-host that will be joining us off and on. And I am hoping to add on some guests. I have one person in mind already, so I'm really super excited and I want to talk about that some more. But we'll just see how it goes. This is our first season. This is going to be our first episode, so we'll kind of just see how it goes as we keep on doing these episodes. So thank you guys so much for listening to me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful night.